That's unheard of for Elige, and it's not happening again.
Strong words. I like it. Players are going to be starting on the T side, Liquid on the CT side. This is the second map in a best of 3. And I am so curious. I think Yanko said something important too about the start of this. And if you get off to a good roll here for Liquid, then you can forget about that first map pretty quickly. But yeah, goes the other way, then it might not be quite as easy. Pretty common setup here. I like this really grouped up around connector part, especially in pistol round, something Astralis used to do a lot, because if they go long instead, you're pretty close to rotating to that A-bomb side anyway. So you have a lot of flexibility playing around connector like this.
Middle does give you a lot of options in terms of your rotations, your retakes. The only problem is that Glocks can be pretty strong in close quarters. nafany, though, oh, this is perfect timing from Shox.
Yeah.
Oh, he might have heard him, too. Yeah, he definitely does. Okay. Oh, and that's the bomb. Oh, but Shox doesn't commit to the fight. Wow, nafany might be feeling pretty lucky about staying alive, but Nitro, challenged by Inters and Axile, everybody's just pulling away from each other, but that pushes them right into Hobbit.
It was looking so good. Did he use the burst fire at the first one to take down oSee? I can't believe that's so effective. Naf and Elige. They are in a 2-on-5, and they got the first kill right there. They need to do so much more. Now would be a good time to come up with some really strong headshots. He's trying to buy time to reload, but he just can't get it done. 1 versus 3 instead. Already used 1 smoke. Second one going to be going up, so Elige will never make it through on that one. And they are dug into this bomb site. I don't know how you're going to be doing this. Now you want them to play aggressive like they did on Dust 2. Now you'd love for them to challenge a little bit more. There's one of them. He's pushing forward, but he's out in the open, and they're going to peek him at the same time. It's players to start with a really good round. And it looked so good in the beginning of Liquid. They had so much information.
If Shox committed to that fight, that could have changed everything in that one. But it's one of those split-second decisions where you also just don't want to give your life up, and you're looking at your crosshair, not at the radar to find out where the bomb is. This was, wow. That's really nice from Hobbit. Naf right here did his best, but just couldn't quite put it all together. I mean, that was a tough hold. That was a tough ask to find a way back into that round.
Ooh, Scout, he's kind of pushing the limits. It's a really good grenade, but you want to be real careful about sticking around there for too long. No connection on that Scout shot, but I can respect it. I think this is not too bad. nafany, though, was going to hunt him down eventually, so just walking the whole way. I don't think Naf had any real idea that that was coming, so a lot of speed again behind it. You could do that with the MAC-10, and I don't know, there should be no way to get back into this one for Liquid. Might even want to save the pistol into the armor here. Feels like you shouldn't go for this.
You just want to try this round again. There was a great timing from nafany to catch Naf at the divider there, but next round that might not happen. And just keeping the pistols alive is a solid option for Liquid. It's a little bit worrying. It's just 2 rounds, but yeah. We haven't seen too many kills come out from Liquid, though. So I'm sticking by my prediction that they're going to do better in this map than they did on Dust. I think it's a very safe prediction, in fact.
Yeah, I mean I would agree. It kind of follows a template that we've seen many times in the past, where, especially at a high level of Counter-Strike, people tend to want to bounce back. It almost like it does motivate people a lot more.
Oh, oSee could have got the MAC-10 for Naf, but that's okay. He was trained in on his crosshair. Can't blame him for that. And yeah, this is basically the entire round. That's
done.
That is the key moment.
Not that anyone did super well on the Liquid side on Dust 2, but oSee did get a little bit more on the board. He had a little bit more of a say. So still having a really decent impact, even in a loss like that. So
that's a comforting sign for an up-and-coming player. Shiro just going to go for the wide swing on long. Yep, there it is. And Shox punishes him for it. That's nice to see. Fighting back. Don't give up space for free. But nafany, again, hits a timing. Down connector this time. Upgrades his pistol. Opens the door. There's a crunch on water right now, but can't finish the kill on Nitro. There it is. Whoa. Okay, well, that was Hobbit that actually killed Naf from behind nafany.
Yes, it was, but it looked like it was the Deagle right away. I thought the same thing.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Yeah, a lot of, again, the amount of aggression, even this kind of thing is not something you'd normally see other players. I think even in an anti-eco, they wouldn't normally do it because they are just so structured, right? For them to, they take that fight way before the minute mark. That's so uncommon.
Usually a player's T-side round ends or the bomb is planted with sub 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Sub 35. And they're playing with a little bit more pace here, more pep in their step.
What if someone was doing some armchair philosophy around this right now and saying, well, hold on. If this works so well for players, why don't they just play like this all the time, Maui? Like, what's up with that?
Well, a couple reasons why you wouldn't want to do that if you're players. Well, this is an incredibly small sample size, 1. 2, the way that Liquid might be approaching this game may be a little bit different for the fact that the stakes are kind of weird in this format. And 3, I mean, why would you change it if you attained a top spot in the world as a team that has such a defined style? It's cool to try this out and add it to your playbook for the future and have some confidence that, yeah, we've done this in an official before and it works, but you don't need to throw out your entire playbook and strategy and your game philosophy just because of one instance like this.
Yeah, the sample size especially, and it feels like if Liquid had been watching a demo yesterday where they played like this, they also could have maybe thought, all right, hey, wait a minute, they could be, just be aware they could be this aggressive. But the last game that they would have seen would have looked nothing like this, so.
Right. That's another thing, that this style that players is implementing, it works a lot better because they've never done it, and so their opponents aren't ready for it.
Well, they have had, I mean, now they have a whole map of warning. I guess the problem is you're not really necessarily sure what you're adjusting to, but at some point you almost would feel like it'd be cool to see Liquid also take the leash off and just say, okay, fine. If you're playing, you know, like this, then let's just try and be a little bit less structured ourselves, and let's swing for some more fights and maybe be a little bit more crazy like that.
Yeah, the thing is that players, they're bending the rules in their own system to make it more dynamic, more aggressive, faster. But the thing is that Liquid have no foundation for Overpass yet. This is the first time that this 5-man lineup is playing an official on the map. So you can't just say, hey guys, let's be aggressive, but it's like, well, we want to get practice with the style that we've been doing in scrims.
Yeah.
Okay. There we go, Liquid. 2 opening kills. Axile's right there at short though. Oh, he's gonna be able to find a timing, but Elige is able to spin around, takes down Axile, and they shut it down. Okay, Liquid did a great job in this one. They might even find Shiro too. That was through the smoke.
Nearly got him. But yeah, he's going to try and save throughout the round here. That's pretty well done. Elige, down on that ramp, you could see he was playing anti-flash. He was ready in case someone was coming, and he still managed to spin around and get the kill. So, job well done. Liquid on the board. 3-1. And Shock's contributing quite a bit, getting one of those opening kills, but also getting down through connector and helping. It's pretty good. Good movement.
Gotta say it. Elige already doing better than he did last game.
Yes.
It's low-hanging fruit, but it's actually a confidence booster for the NA Star. Just knowing that was just a one-off. That's not going to happen again. It's when it's months of that, but that you begin to worry.
Yeah.
Not just one map.
It can be very tough to return from having that kind of experience if it lasts for too long. But I agree, if you start pretty good here, I don't think he's going to worry too much about it either. Bomb dropped a little bit further back. This looks way more like the kind of opening that you normally see out of players. With the bomb dropped, everyone kind of like taking up the early positions and waiting around to see if there's going to be a mistake from Liquid. Double setup on long for Liquid is super interesting, but they're really, really far away. If this turned into a fast B execute, they would be miles away.
It's a cool gamble to see from Liquid to play essentially a 3-2 defense. Enters. Will there be a flash? No flash. He just goes for the swing. Takes down Shocks, and Naf can't find the trade. That is not the procedure that Liquid would have expected from players. To just see a wide swing like that, and oSee gets one, but nafany's right there at the divider. And this becomes very awkward for Liquid. They have 2 players left. They don't really have any ground.
2-on-3. Nitro's quite far away, so this is really going to be up to Elige. The bomb is miles away, but oh no! The jumping shot. nafany bringing him down. That's pretty tough.
I'd like to see that one back in slow-mo. I think he might have been in the air.
It did look like it, didn't it? Out on loan like that, if they had thrown the flashbang, then presumably, yeah, Shox could have been pop flashed, but then...
Naf would have peeked up and
Exactly.
taken the first contact.
Yeah, so that setup, and without that happens, the first contact is basically Shox dying.
Yeah.
Like, oh.
And that's not even that strong of an angle, honestly. That close angle, it's right eye versus left eye, which is advantageous, but you're not... If they just swing on you, you have to track them, and they're swinging perpendicular to your hold, and that's one of the worst ways to get peeked in Counter-Strike, simply put.
It's it's not amazing, is it? And you can't necessarily escape from that position. So even sometimes if you get the opening kill, you could still be stuck there in a really awkward way.
Yep.
And that tree position the Naf is playing can be Molotov from over by the balloons anyway. So there's a lot of ways to still lose even if you win out there.
I don't mind Liquid running that setup at all, though. I think it actually has a strong idea behind it, that you are just doing a heavier A lean because players really tend to like those A creeps in general. I think that's in the air.
I think so.
That's in the air.
They're doing that meme with the teddy bear that's like looking back and forth, right? Did anyone see that?
Yeah.
Oh, the nade stack. How many nades? 3 of them? A little bit not necessarily synchronized that well.
I wonder if they do that on purpose? Just offset it? No. Well, either way, it doesn't inflict any damage.
I feel like if you do it all at once, it obviously has, like, you're dead instantly on the other side. If they come a little bit segmented, it's psychologically much worse because you're like, okay, it was just, oh no, okay, like I almost lived, but not really.
Oh,
it's not good.
yeah.
Look at this forward position for oSee and Leash. That's a nice way to limit the map a little bit for the T side, surely.
See how Axile peeks this, jiggles right into it. Nice opener from oSee. That's the Axile special, though. He loves going for those jiggles. If that's a rifle holding, Axile wins that fight so frequently. He can take almost every map in T-side defaults by just jiggling into every angle. His mechanics are that good. But not against an op. Scary
to play up against. There are some players like that. Elish just had the right idea. That might be even more painful when you saw it coming, you knew, and you were off by maybe a second on that timing. Shox is pushing down behind them. Intel's gonna pick up the bomb back here towards T spawn indeed, and we were down to 15 seconds. Oh, this is a little bit of an issue now. They're gonna get shut down. No way through. Nice throw and oSee on the other side, and that looks more like again the kind of classic window of execute for players down towards 20 seconds, but it was just too much.
That was almost the most standard round players have run in terms of their usual playbook, and Liquid were able to hold it. That's probably around that almost Liquid expected when they were going over their prep. So good push from Shox, nice early proactive setup from oSee, and I like to see the little confidence from Nitro coming out at the end, just going for that swing, going for the fight. You can tell that Liquid are warming up into the series.
They are. Definitely some improvements. Even looking at the scoreboard and everything else, they're keeping up pretty well. Boost to look over. That's where they would have loved to triple nade it, but they did it the last round. So opening kill goes the way of Liquid. Axile, he's deep in here towards the Elbin, and that's the
Axile special.
You talked about it.
Jiggle into every angle and get a headshot.
Hard to deal with. And they also got the kill on the second player right afterwards. So a little bit of trouble. Back into a 4-3 now, favoring the player's side. It looks like Elish might want to go through that smoke down in Monster Tunnel. And if he does and gets the information, maybe they can get out here and save oSee in time. But they're still thinking about it. oSee, that is a nice shot to take down Hobbit. And now they pushed outside of the B bomb site. So are they going to be here in time is the big question.
Oh, that's real nice from Liquid. They're finding everything out across the map. They don't know how close Inters and nafany are, though, but the rotation from Elise should come in shortly. oSee's holding a very passive line on the A site, and it actually won't spot anyone unless they decide to push past the APC. I don't think they're gonna go for that. They're just gonna go for the default plant. Naf's so close on the flank.
Almost catching Axile there. That would have been huge. 20 seconds. I started the fall back. They have them boxed in right now, Liquid. They have a really good shot at doing this, and Naf has decided to go long instead, which the way that they're set up, Intus has just spun around. Knife out, though. He has no idea about the timing. Oh, but he still gets the headshot running around the corner. If you're Naf, you spent, I don't know, 30 seconds running back through T-spawn to get to that position. You feel like you deserve just a little bit more than to just get swiped like that. nafany trying to go for a fairly insane flick, and it doesn't really work out. They lose Elige, and they lose the round to end with. That looked like an incredibly winnable round for Liquid.
That single Inters kill might have been the most impactful of the round.
Yeah.
Shox had such a nice flank, and we also saw that the other opping player from the T side was right there too. He could have maybe doubled up on frags if he gets that first one there. But good opener. Wow, just perfect clears actually from players there. And Liquid, they did a really good job in terms of trying to bring this back by going for those pushes, but it simply wasn't enough when Inters is able to just delete the flanking player.
Yeah, and you could tell he wasn't necessarily on his mind that someone was going to be there, but just had the raw reactions to make that work anyway. Yeah, a bit worried about that triple boost. We've been seeing that more and more these days. I feel like it's sort of made a bit of a strange return. Shiro's walked up, scoped up already, and that's just an off angle you're not necessarily expecting an op to be in, but a good return. Shox.
It's a good trade. Okay. They're looking for the boost right there. Axile is so close at Monster. Hobbit. This is going to be a spray down for Hobbit. We'll see if he's able to control it. Yep. Gets 2, 3 kills. Does he find the 4th? Elige takes him down. 1 on 3. Elige does have an op. Probably just wants to save this one. Yeah, not gifted any kill immediately. You're just going to keep that one in the next round. They might go for a double op now, Liquid. Shox has the money to buy a second one. And it's clear that Liquid need to change something up. These gun rounds aren't working for them, and double op, we'll see if that's something they drilled, but nice way to shake up the formula.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of space for ops on this map. It might be almost go for a triple op on this map if you're feeling really crazy.
We even saw Godsent run double op on both A players. I think it was Doomau and Henny.
True. Decided
to go for that, and a lot of teams can make it work. That's the fun thing about Overpass with ops.
We knew that players were going to be strong on this map. We knew that Liquid necessarily don't know too much about it, so it's not unexpected that this is going to be favoring the players' side.
Yeah. It's a nice trade from Shox right here. Very swift.
Boom. Yeah.
Wasn't enough. Not too much to take away from that last round. And Liquid, they will be going for that double op.
Okay. Shox on the other one. Should put a smile on your face. I've seen Shox with some pretty crazy op highlights in the past, so he's got it in him. There's another attempt, just a double nade this time, but no one catching on the other side. oSee with this AWP down connector. He's doesn't really have any backup here.
Oh, nafany heard it. That's why they were moving towards long. They think long is available, but they don't know there's a double op. That actually just baited them perfectly. nafany is he's wondering, didn't I hear the scope to my right? And he did. He definitely did. But that's just what Overpass is sometimes. You have to creep up, and unless you're going to use utility around every single corner, ops will simply find kills.
Yeah, that is such a cool moment. He tried to piece together a little bit of what the defense might have looked like and just got it slightly wrong. And that's all it takes. oSee, though, oh, he is so quick. It would have been completely fine. I mean, it would have been understandable if he would have died right off the bat there and didn't even get anything, but there's a lot to be said for just making yourself a player that is just always going to get one kill, even in some of the worst situations. That is a great quality to have if you can get it. Shox goes down, though, and And it's another 3-on-3, and it looks a little bit like a round that we saw earlier, where Naf was flanking through T-spawn, but this time Nitro not going to go the long way around. Wants to get a bit closer here. 15 seconds on the clock. They're leaving it very, very tight right now. Some more nades are raining in. Naf, though, with the opening kill to take down Inters, and Hobbit and Exile. If they win this round, it's almost too heartbreaking. Oh, coming in at a range there, and just no time to relocate for that bomb. So it is going to be a round for Liquid.
Not bad, not bad. A little bit tricky the way that they were able to start that one. The fact that Shox gets an op kill and he probably doesn't even know why he was peaked like this. But that's just not a peak nafany would go for if he thinks there's an op.
Yeah.
So that's fortunate for Liquid in that round. It's going to be hard to make that kind of round sustainable, I will say, because players have just been doing such a good job at taking map control safely beyond what that round looked like.
If they win this round, Howie, there's no more cash on the player's side.
That's true.
This is surely all. The same against obviously true.
Swing round.
Yeah. This has got to work out. Are they going to go for the boost to look over? Oh.
They want the double boost, but players are already past the point where this boost actually shows anything. So there's actually a chance that Exile clears this from the back. He's actually looking at it. That is.
They made noise.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the thing. They heard it.
That's a really cool idea, but also really scary if you stick with it too long, and that could backfire.
Okay, oSee's taking up the line. He's quick right now. That's a great shot onto Exile, and it gives up a lot in terms of what players might be trying to accomplish. Hobbit just goes for the dry peek into Nitro, but Nitro has the dominant angle there. Nose flash coming out. Inters will be swinging with that. It's a perfect flash, but it blinds Inters too. But there's a second. And that's where they will finally find the trade.
Good work in that tunnel. It doesn't get them all the way back into the round, though. Still that 3-on-4. 35 seconds here. Elige going to go creep into the corner. He was killed here last time because he kind of missed the timing on the boost by just a second. See if he's going to have it this time. Quick jump up, looking for it. And he had the right idea. Good job on Elige to absolutely check that. Even at the edge of the smoke, he was very diligent in keeping that position. Now it's going to be a 2-on-4. Only 14 seconds left. It should be an impossible round to win here. nafany going to try and go for the bomb plant inside of the smoke, but they have him crossfired in, and there's not much else that happens here. Good job, Liquid.
That looked like a pretty desperate attempt at a plant. I feel like players wouldn't always have gone for that. They like saving. They like keeping those guns up.
Yeah.
But this was nice by Liquid. The late proactivity from oSee. I really think that what oSee has been bringing to Liquid in terms of these late mid-round peaks with the off dry, it adds so much to their defense. It really actually opens up the map for them in terms of finding information, and on top of that, he's been doing such a good job at ESL Pro League in finding picks too.
Yeah, he seems to be the most sort of stable member of the team right now in terms of how much you can rely on him to open up almost anything.
Yes.
It's really cool to see.
Yeah, it takes so much weight off of the shoulders of a Liquid roster that probably needs the extra firepower. In fact, they do. They do need that.
All right, Hobbit is definitely dead. And there's no way out. Shox
chasing it.
Yeah, gonna come hunt him down. Nicely done. I mean, they probably will get to a 6-5 scoreline here, so that's the beginning of something at least. That AK on Inters is the only one making or sort of presenting any kind of real threat here.
Yeah. This is the only win condition for players in the round.
What else could change for Liquid? I'm trying to think. There's something that they haven't done, which a lot of teams that play a lot of Overpass like to do on the CT side, which is that double push towards the birthday balloon area to sort of to take that fight around the tree, basically.
Yeah.
Either boost it up on top of the smoke or like there's a lot of plays around that, which
that's a nice shot. That's a really nice shot.
Damn, we're gonna have to see that from the side of oSee because that's actually ridiculous. Was he pre-firing that or did he just flick it?
We'll see. We will find out, Anders.
Gonna need to find that out, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple more A plays, some more aggression that Liquid could be throwing out. Would love to see it. Just in fast motion. What? He's like flicking between the angles, actually.
Oh,
That's so weird.
insane.
He's just flicking, and then he just chose the right one. Yeah, we've got the stairs Molotov. That's been standard for Liquid in a lot of these rounds.
Oh, Shucks, at least for a minute, wanted to go there. Elish goes down to Axile again.
Oh man.
Nice shot from oSee.
Yeah.
So ridiculously reliable right now.
Exactly. Yeah, not every opera goes for that, actually. They think that this is kind of an awkward fight for me, but oSee trusts himself and his abilities to a level that Liquid just simply need him to do this. They need him to find those kinds of refrags, or else they are just going to find themselves disadvantaged so continuously.
This is a weird setup for a round, because oSee and Shucks could lose the A-bomb site while being pushed long. But that could also put them in a great position for a retake.
Yes.
It's very hard to figure out how this plays out.
Yeah. If players make the right read, can expect that they would speed up, but they don't really know that the bomb site's empty. How would you? So Shocks. Okay. Ooh, that felt like a big fight. But oSee does know that there's a player that's close left right here. He's probably even second guessing it because he just stood in the molly for the entire duration. And now we're on for a 3-on-3 retake. No more utility for players, so they just got to fight, hold these crossfires.
Hobbit's flanking as well, and that's a big problem. I don't think they're going to realize just yet. Oh, oSee has got the right idea. Misses one shot, and Shiro will not let him get a second one. Going to be cleaning up the round with a good little double kill there. Oh, that is... There's a lot of mistakes that can creep into a round like that where you just... Everyone, I think, on both sides of the map really losing track of where's everyone at right now.
There's a lot of motion in that one. That's tough for Liquid. And... Oh, Shocks has an option there, whether or not he wanted to flank through the bathrooms and just flank the site players, or go for that deeper flank. And usually when you go for the deeper flank, you just win that fight versus Hobbit, because Hobbit wouldn't expect a person to be party at that juncture.
Yeah, that's very true. If they want to stay competitive here, surely they need to win the rest of the rounds, make it an 8-7 in their favor, which can kind of happen given the money. It's not impossible.
Yeah, this is another swing round in terms of econ, and the double op comes out for Liquid once again. Last time they made it work. A little bit of a sound bait, which I don't even think they were cognizant of, but maybe it doesn't need to be that complicated.
No connections on those wall bangs. Starting to move the bomb back on that side. A-bomb side. Hobbit goes down. Shocks with the opening this time. And it's going to be that 4-on-5 now. And they spent so much time already. oSee's playing this alone. Again, the confidence is just really impressive to me.
I'm excited for this moment. oSee's going to have to battle op, and he is actually really sick in these close quarter situations. We haven't seen it too much this week, but this might be a chance. Oh, misses the first, and with low HP, this becomes really scary for him. But they're actually just avoiding him. Shocks is still on the bomb site. Smoke lands in his face, and that gives a gap to the Liquid players as they're rotating on forward. There's... Okay, Naf through the smoke. That's a nice frag to find. Shocks is still here at the truck. This is tough for players to put together. They don't have the time.
Yeah, they just have to back on out. I was right at the lip of the bomb site the whole time, but nobody wanted to, or nobody really could push forward. What a weird round. But they get to save some of the rifles, so they're gonna be dangerous in the upcoming round anyway. But a 6-7 scoreline. Yeah, Shocks. This is the opening. Oh, it's curious that there was no flashbang or anything there to set up the Hobbit swing, but
yeah, I think Hobbit has gotten away with that already, just coming up connector like that, and he just trusts himself to a fatal degree. The ops have been moving around a lot for Liquid, so it's tough to know where all your flashes need to go, and it's almost like they would have wanted more flashes to get into that bomb site on top of that. So you do have to preserve them. Can't just throw them every single angle. Eventually, an op will find success on Overpass.
Some Overpass teams, it seems to me, will just sometimes throw in random rush B rounds on the T side because they can be just so effective.
We haven't seen that yet for players in this game. Or not with a full gun round.
Yeah.
So that's an option here.
Can be very tricky, especially if you have an AWP, right, and you're trying to op that monster tunnel. If you're just flashed and smoked and Molotov back, you have to sort of retreat while they're still running at you.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm excited for this round. They're just rushing up onto oSee. Oh, man, they're sprinting at him.
Is that a mistake? Again, he's only missed really, I think, a couple of shots so far in this half. He's hit almost every single shot. Gonna be another one right there, plucking Axile out of the sky. Shiro is in play, though. They're walking through the smoke on the other side. There's going to be one more setup right there. Oh! What? No way! Got Hobbit as well. He is such a beast. 2-on-2. Elige swinging for it. The timing should be good. Inters goes down, and now it's on Shiro. He has got a lot of time to make this work, but doesn't matter. Nitro comes in at a good angle, and it's another round for Liquid.
Great stuff from oSee. That was nice. You can't ask for him to do anything more there. He was juggling a lot of different angles and positioned himself in just the right amount of spots to get as many opportunities as he could. That was really, really sweet. Yeah, he doesn't hit the first, but that's the tough one. But that's a tough one, and he nails that, so makes up for it. And that was players with some save weaponry, and now they're moving into the last round of the half with a really scrappy buy.
Yeah, not that much to work with. Kind of could have been a classic round for a B-rush, but I guess they're not interested.
Not a single one.
Yeah, they're not into it. Shock's winning a fight against Hobbit. That has to feel good. I feel like Hobbit's been causing a lot of trouble in this first half for Liquid.
It's got over 100 ADR. That's a kill around for the kids at home.
That's what we're aiming for. Try and get there.
That's our demographic.
They're out long. Axile's a little bit later going to be hanging out, making sure that there's no one running up the connector in towards restrooms. Shark's just playing it out here. Pretty decent nade. They have everything set up for themselves right here, Liquid. This should be a good round, but that opening kill could make a big difference. What are they doing at the edge of the smoke? This is incredibly nerdy stuff that's happening out here. And Shox, he is not interested. They're trying to see if they could play and just maybe spot a foot at the corner of it or anything like that. But it looks like Liquid are going to be able to withstand the onslaught in this round.
This is a cool off angle from Elige. You don't see many people here. And anybody swinging front bathrooms at this point won't beat this.
Yeah, Inter's not even looking for it. Shiro, 18 seconds, 17. Just a matter of trying to see if he could fight and get some cool scout headshots because he is not going to be able to win the round. Trying his best, make it up, maybe one more in him, make it a no-scope, why not? It's going to be oSee to take him down. An 8-7 finish at the end of the half. I think that's actually pretty cool for Liquid.
Winning the half for Liquid's first ever time playing with this 5-man lineup on Overpass. We'll see if they're able to actually take it and find themselves a 100% win rate. But that's coming up after a couple of commercials.
Hey guys, Naf here from Team Liquid. I'm Overpass CT side. So I guess kind of just like at the start when you're coming in, you kind of just want to maul off short, and that's just like the basic like every other like usual team does. I do that, and then I'll just be here.
This is now second map on Overpass, and it's cut down the middle 8-7 in favor of Team Liquid. How excited should Liquid fans be right now? How much does it mean in terms of the overall score? Are they winning this map?
Winning the map is going to be difficult, Anders, but what they can be happy about is that the rounds that they put together gave them a formula for the future. The double op was incredibly effective. oSee was doing so much work at A, and I don't think there has to be any question. This guy is legit. And so, for that reason, they can be happy. Shocks, considering
It's at the rave.
what he's going to do after the match, perhaps.
Well, yeah, that's, there we go. He's getting himself warmed up, pumped outside of, well, way outside of the B-bomb side.
Oh, around the world strategy. Okay, they'll be going through the door on that. Hobbit, one shot, and he's off.
It's like, you know what? I don't want to fight everyone here. And they're going to be running in. Hobbit, Shiro.
Wow. Okay.
Oh, they got blown up. That
Oh, man.
It's pretty dominant.
Yeah, that strategy, that's an old one. But we saw that players there knew exactly how to defend it. And this was just a brilliant crossfire. You have a player CT at ABC. You have Inters and Shiro around the site. It's a death trap. And they sprung it. Liquid sprung it.
Yeah, and Hobbit it maybe could have gone for more shots as they come out connected. But it's like, you know what? Like, why not just
form the crossfire,
Yeah.
and you're in such a better position with your teammates. It's actually a bit of a tangent, but it's such a strong skill for players to develop that being able to disengage from fights. It's one thing to be good at winning fights with your mechanics, but getting out of them, arguably even more important.
Yeah, and yeah, something that takes some real experience to develop, I suppose. Shiro out hunting. And Axel with a couple of kills at the end. Yeah, I mean, if you disengage from a fight that isn't really favorable to you, and then you return 30 seconds later in the same round, and you have a much more favorable fight, then that's a very good...
And you succeeded.
Very good trade.
Yeah, you did a good job. It's really common, of course, for operas to be able to do that because you simply can't stick around. But for riflers, that's a skill that every player needs to add to their arsenal as they're coming up in the ranks. And it's one that certain pros, like Hobbit, for example, are very good at. Hobbit is actually really good at disengaging. And you'll see it more than just that pistol round, hopefully.
So someone to study. If you have to go do demo review, then
yes,
there we go. Someone you can check out. Shiro and Axel to open up the round. oSee, nice little return there, catching Axel out of the open. Otherwise, that is probably a lost round almost already in that 3-on-5. But the quick return means they still have a shot at it. Oh, this is... You're going to be so frustrated if you're coming through the tunnel against that MP9. Out the door, maybe you could beat him with it. But the tunnel position is definitely tough.
There is actually a way to move through the tunnel. You hug the rightmost side and you just look for the foot, and I'm quite certain you actually see their foot before. If you're in the tunnel, you can see the railing person's foot before, but you have to do it so perfectly that if you go one step too far, they're holding for you and you might not even be looking the right direction. So just a little remark on that interaction.
Something to practice then. That's so worth knowing. That's so worth looking for. Shocks and oSee, 2 versus 4. Huge disadvantage once again, and they're not going to make it onto the side. Not going to get the bomb plant either. And it will put players at 10 rounds. I'm kind of out of money a little bit here. Yeah, I mean, playing the T side is obviously going to be such a different experience, but...
I think for myself and maybe people looking to the future of Liquid here, if they can just win a couple of gun rounds, that's a promising sign because players do have one of the best CT sides on this map in the world. And if a couple defaults go their way, that's when it's really impressive. It's one thing if a set piece works versus players, but you should expect your set pieces can work. It's that if you can beat them in the default, then you actually have the foundations of becoming a world-class team on Overpass.
Nice shot. And something else to maybe remark on in that context is if they can make that work and they can go back and review the demo, look over what actually worked and how players responded. It's nice to have some data when you come out of a game like this.
Yeah.
Like if you take Dust 2, for instance, as an example, that might be a hard game to go over if you're Liquid, because not that many things really worked, and it's going to be... There were moments in those rounds where you can look back and say, oh, we should have done this better, but sometimes when it's just that lopsided, it's tougher to get invested in that loss, whereas
when I tell people to look back at their own demos, actually, I say just look at the close losses because you'll remember those mistakes even more vividly.
Yeah. They're back with the rifles now. Taking up a bit of control down towards Connector. Smoking off Hobbit. He's pretty comfortable hanging around here. He was basically playing the same position on the T side half the time, trying to fight in this Connector, so gonna be trying to see if he could find a kill on someone here. Molotov will force him forward, in fact, and he seemed to be ready for it, but that is a nice headshot from Elise. Stuck that AK right in his face. And Axel is now kind of been cut off from the rest of his team.
Yeah, this guy's on Oahu right now. He is all by his lonesome. Everybody else is on the mainland, as far as they can be. And he still is able to have some impact. That's impressive. If he's able to maintain this position, wow, he actually forces Liquid's hand in the other direction.
Yeah, that is so much impact. Intus pushing out and catching oSee as well, just when they had a little bit of a lead there in the 4-on-3. The bomb is dropped a little bit further back. Axel is still hanging around on the other side, and Shox jumping out like that? That seems so risky. He maybe just assumed that Axel wasn't there anymore, but that is a massive assumption to be making. Elige going down last, no bomb plant, and a 12th round now on the side of players.
And that was with the opening kill going the way of Liquid. To only find one more for the rest of the round. They definitely are showing signs that they're a little bit rawer on this map, that they haven't outlined how to progress in some of these attempted conversion situations. But, okay, he just went through the smoke, actually.
Yeah, at the beginning. In terms of, you mentioned sort of defaults on this map, on the T side. When you say that, I think something like take restrooms, smoke A bomb site, go, like...
Yeah. Well, I'd say that there's generally 3 defaults in most pro play on this map. You got the 3-1-1, 3A, 1 con, 1B, 1-1-3. Same thing, but just 3 towards B. Yep. And then the 2-1-2. And each one has their strengths, and each one indicates what you're going to be doing for the rest of the round. You see the 2-1-2 the least. It's kind of used more on anti-ecos, and it's kind of actually used as an anti-aggressive tool when the other team is just pushing you in constantly.
Makes sense.
You'll want to do a 2-1-2. But this time around, we're getting the 3-1-1 from Liquid, and yeah, it's about, can they even find space with this sort of default? Can they take map control safely, find trades? Because that's what you really have to start with on Overpass. You can't just run set pieces out of spawn. They don't work that well, except at B.
Yeah, you need, I mean, I think of them as almost like staging areas for the actual execute. And in this case, the staging area could either be longer restrooms. You need somewhere to throw those nades from, basically.
Yeah.
No armor on oSee, so that nade did a lot of damage. But I guess he could still be effective up here. 3-man setup over at the A bomb site. That is quite a lot of presence here for players. And they're still inside of B. It's not like they pushed out to find out that no one is outside of B right now. So they have just a very, very good sense of what's happening on the map. And that might make things very, very difficult. oSee.
Oh, I like this boost.
Yeah, it's a classic, isn't it?
If anyone were playing at the dumpster, this would be finding a frag, but... Oh, he gets it! He's sliding forward and he takes down nafany, but Axel's still here in the bathrooms, along with Shiro.
Yeah, but they swing for it. Axel is so deadly. Nice double headshot. And now, even with that incredibly creative way to get the job done, they're still going to lose Axel with the quad kill at the end. It's so effortless right there.
Liquid are doing a good job in finding opening kills. That's actually not where they're falling short. It's what happens after that. Their attempts at converting the round. The finishers. That's how Kassad likes to put it. And I am stealing that terminology because it's a really good way to phrase it. The finishers aren't there for Liquid right now.
No, they're really not. And but I mean, usually it's a great place to get started. If you can get opening kills, usually that's a, I don't want to say half the job done, but it means a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Tech9's rushing up through connector into Axel. Some good revenge from the previous round. Elige turning the corner and taking him down. So another good opening. I mean, they still are lacking some of the weapons, but maybe they could roll it into something a little bit more here because they're starting to fall far behind. 13-8 scoreline. Shiro showing up with the AWP inside of the bomb site. He's got the right idea, and this is where you really lack the grenades. If you wanted to get rid of Shiro here, you would need Molotovs and smokes and flashbangs to try and push him away. But they have one smoke.
And we see Shiro taking another one of those individual liberties, keeping up what he did on Dust 2, pushing in a mid-round situation. Now Hobbit on the flank already, and Liquid, they just don't expect it. They've been caught in this holding pattern where they're just stuck in bathrooms. They don't know how they want to progress with the round. They don't have any flashes. They don't have any way to kick this one off. And it's easy pickings for players now. That was a clean hold, again, after losing the pick. But we're going to actually see what's going on some of the other streams right now, as there are other games going on. We've got Big versus Godsent, and Big, they took map 1. Knew they would. And I'm shameless. And they're looking really strong right here on Ancient.
Oh, they need to win. For your prediction to come true, Maui, they need to be on such a trajectory.
I don't know if it's happening. I'm losing hope. But I'm hopeful for the future of Big regardless of if they fulfill my prediction.
I think that is not unreasonable to be. I definitely think they could do a lot. Liquid in this game, though, 14-8. Setting up a couple of people outside of the B bomb site. We'll see. I mean, in that last round, once they were sort of stationed, they looked like they called for a bit of a freeze, and then Hobbit showed up and Shiro showed up. So normally when you call for that kind of freeze, you're kind of expecting that if they show up, we're going to be able to punish them. That's sort of half the point of slowing that down.
Yep.
So it might be a bit frustrating when you're like, oh, they actually did what we kind of maybe wanted them to do, and we still couldn't really, we weren't ready, or we didn't have the tools to fight him. That's tough as well. Okay, so Nitro's been clearing out the restrooms in this round, and now they've brought the bomb back outside of the B bomb site, so seems like they just want to make sure that there's not going to be any quick reinforcements through connector when they go for this B execute.
Liquid are simplifying things, sending out Shocks first. Oh, wide swing works out for him, takes down Inters, scaling onto the bomb site. He's all over, but Hobbit is able to finally recover. But Liquid, they fanned out a monster, all up to nafany, can't find anything. Shiro, though, there's no heaven smoke right now. oSee holds the line, post up on it so quickly to find the punish on the repeat from Shiro. Now, Axel, he might be closer than Liquid expect.
Definitely is. 13 seconds. He's just around the corner, but Elige takes a better angle. You can see Axel was essentially preparing his aim for a swing more than anything else. So they get the round, and Shocks, good entry work. I think I'm actually a little bit shocked that his team was so far behind. I thought when he makes it his way the other way around the pillar that his team would already be a little bit further out. But it all works in the end, so good job.
That's kind of more of a set piece from Liquid. I actually had no fears that some of their set pieces would work against players, but it would still be nice to see them have a little bit more success in a more default round. Either way, it's cool to see that they get one on the board. They do confirm the fact that they have a lot to work with, and okay, once again in a default, they find a kill, but it's been so tough for them to convert 5v4s.
Yeah, they've had way more often than you normally get. It's been a bit of a luxury for them to get the openings right here. But they need the next step of that playbook. Inters all the way back. Super hard position to clear if you're coming through the tunnel. Especially with an org like that. Shocks going down. We're back into 4-on-4. Shiro is kind of defending the A side from really far up. He's on his own out there.
Yeah, but he's securing so much information. There is, of course, a gamble in what Shiro's doing that if anybody sneaks up long, they would be able to backstab him. And it does seem like he's recognizing that that timing does exist. That's why he's clearing this position out. But after he figures this out, he can just key back into what's going on in bathrooms. And that's really scary for Liquid.
Just making his way past. 37 seconds. Let's see. Nitro recognizing the gap in the defense, or at least thought he did. That smoke did go down, but nafany actually beating the smoke just to the punch. Otherwise, I actually love that idea from Nitro. He knew that maybe he could close out Shiro over on long, and they could actually get that bomb control, but how do you get through this? 17 seconds, pushing a double defended monster tunnel. It's a nice opening, but both Elige and Naf and oSee to follow it up third in line. taking him down. 9 seconds here. Going to try and see if he can grenade down on top, but it's not going to stop the bomb plant. And it's a 1 versus 2. Shiro, kind of tricky to do with an AWP.
Oh. Everything would indicate from how Shiro's been playing this series that he would go for this one, but I think he's reverting back to his old ways. The game's getting a little bit closer.
Yeah.
And you want to keep this op moving forward. They still have a lot of money to work with on players, but this is a little bit scary just because it shows a mindset change for players, that they are recognizing that this game is a little bit tougher to close out than they may have first expected, and he wants to make the most of every kill, every death, every weapon. This is cool, though. Oh, he's going to pick off Oat.
He could have.
Safe option from oSee.
That was an incredible. I don't expect that. That looked like it should have never worked. So credit where credit is due. They have some tools to work with. I mean, even getting the frags through their monster tunnel to begin with is going to be relevant for the future of Liquid in terms of playing Overpass. This is something you need to be able to do, basically. Yeah,
and there was actually a good flash over the monster tunnel. Even though the person we were spectating at the moment didn't get blinded, it does seem like the guy farther back did. So, well done. Well put together from Liquid. Just a clean single flash and trade through the monster tunnel. Opens things up for them. But it was off the back of an opening pick. I want to see if Liquid in a 4v5 now. I'm just up in the ante. I want to see if they lose a pick here, do they have any chance of closing a round out? Shocks. Okay, another 5v4 for Liquid. Maybe we won't see that challenge today.
They're getting an unusual amount of opening kills for, especially for not having played the map that much. I'm super impressed by that part. You're right that there's a lot more lacking, but if you had to take away some of the positives here, it kind of means if they can fix the rest of their game on Overpass and keep the opening kills, then it's all good.
It is something to build off of. Okay. We're having a slow, long approach from Liquid towards the long side. I don't think there's anyone spotting. Axile's just playing the corner. Good flash. Information traded by both teams. But with 30 seconds left, this becomes pretty apparent to players what's going on.
Yeah, and I'm worried now because nafany has another Molotov that, yep, he just put out towards that position. It's going to cut really deep into that timer. They just have to go for it now. 15 seconds on the clock. Elige has already gone down, and now it's a giant 3- or 4-way crossfire getting into this. You're never getting up from those stairs. Axile with a double, running into Shocks out long, but there's only 4 seconds left. They cannot win the round. And nafany, yes, he is.
Oh, he wanted to kill after time.
That's upsetting. 15-10, and this really is becoming more of a research project than anything else, because we're learning the same thing over and over again here. Opening kill, this time Shocks down outside of the B-bomb site. They get all of the real estate that they want outside of the A-bomb site, and they can't do it. They can't actually get onto the site to get the bomb down.
Yeah, in terms of learning about Liquid, this is it actually is a really entertaining game.
Yeah, take it.
But it's just that, when they get close to the site, it seems like players, their defenses, there's a reason that players are so good at this map. It doesn't matter if they're being proactive with the defense, doing something in the mid-round, or they're just stuck on the site. Every single phase of the round, they have very just solid procedures. They're good at playing off of each other, and Liquid are learning that the hard way, that, yeah, you could find the first pick, but when we're on the site, we're still one of the best teams out there, and pushing us back is not even that disadvantageous.
Yeah, they'll take it. They're happy to just defend from that position. Moving into the 26th round, we've got a deagle on oSee again. He did die right at that timer. And AKs on the rest. Forward control this time. Want to try and see if they can beat Shocks to this position. They're falling back with their backs turned. This seems like a massive mistake. Huge 3-for-1 opening. And Liquid looking very much like they're going to be picking up that 11th round here.
Nice shot.
God.
This was Liquid saying, hey guys, we've been doing such a good job at finding opening picks. What if we try to find 3 at the same time? That's not actually what happened. They had a cool B split.
A winning formula. But
Yeah, yeah, that would be a great strategy if you could implement it that easily. But
what if we say all of them are opening kills and we just get all 5? Rename them.
exactly. Just it's all about perspective and things like that.
I like what players are doing pushing down, because they have been fighting a bunch of people in that sewer area, but then it seemed like they just fell back with no regard for what was happening in connector at all, which is a little bit wild.
Yeah, it seems like players wanted to also take short control at B, and it's cool to see players just maybe throwing some different plays out, because they're not usually a team that fights for water all too much. They're almost too comfortable playing on the B side. Sometimes it looks like they will lose, but that's when their crossfires are actually at their strongest. So interested in this. Yeah, they actually, that was a very awkward setup for players actually.
20 kills on oSee.
Good to see. Good to see that. oSee, he was the strongest performer from Liquid on Dust 2 when they got blown out, but he still managed 11 kills, and to see him keep it up with 20, that's very nice too.
It's 27th round. 15-11. 4 rounds away from getting into overtime. I feel like that would be such a wake-up call to players, because they really should, by any measure, they should be winning this map. And maybe even a little bit comfortably so. So we're in new and uncharted territories here.
This is not the best buy for players. We see that they don't have too much money beyond this either. So if Liquid can pick this up, the game is going to be incredibly close in terms of where Liquid can go with it. And Lige, he's been having a lot of success at connector, making his way up. Shiro holds the line. Nice flick from Shiro. He finds the tag, but not the kill.
Yeah, that could have got really scary. Does put some pressure on Lige for the rest of the round, obviously, to figure out how to position yourself. Shiro's just taking up the next angle, which, we'll see. oSee's running for it here. Is he going to beat them to it? Yes, he will. Could have been that Shiro would have come here to go for a swing, but he's positioned a little bit further back inside of the bomb site. And they're clearing out. They're getting so much map control from Liquid. This is kind of a nice way to see, again, if they can handle that default once they have the control.
And we see a 2-1-2 default, more or less, at present. And Lige with the bomb, he actually wants to go towards B. This is an interesting development. This is almost a state we haven't seen for a while, where players are playing so passively that there has been no opening kill for the first minute and a half of the round. And Liquid, it really feels like they're trying to sell a fake with Nitro right now. He's moving up towards A. If he gets any kills, that's massive, but they're already sending it outside of Monster. Nitro can't even get into the round just yet, and they're already going for it, but it might just work. Enters, though, around the pillar, last line of defense. oSee takes him down, but he has to pull out the deagle, and there's a... Oh, okay, oSee's right there with the shot, and he's legged by Shiro. Shiro, there's 5 seconds left. He's considering going for it, just wants to look for the spam. 7 HP. oSee, he's dancing with him. He's dancing with him. Oh, missed shot. Both players know where each other's is, and still, somehow this fight is still going on, but Shiro finally closes it out. He knew where oSee was that entire time, but oSee, he was being so tricky with it, but it will be players to close it out.
Oh, what a painful way for it to end. I think we learned a lot today.
Yes.
In terms of Liquid. I don't know about the first map. I think we could just kind of forget about that, but this one was definitely way more interesting. Obviously, players still an incredible team, but